Hello everyone, the Unlikely Prepper here. I just wanted to kind of go over some of the herbs I currently have and plans for kind of like the new stuff that I'm going to be doing next spring, my new garden and things like that. Just wanted to kind of show you some of the herbs that I do have, what I plan on for the future, how well they're going. Some of them are actually about 2 years old, so here goes. So this is my stevia. And as you can see, it's actually a decent size. I gotta clip back everything you see on here, and there is some dead stuff I've got to go through. I usually bring all of my herbs in during the winter season. Actually, they'll probably be going in within the next week, just because during the day is nice, but during the night it gets pretty cold here now. It's been getting into the 40s, 30s here in Massachusetts, so stevia is a great option and something that you should keep on hand, just because when the sugar is gone, you'll still be able to use stevia. You go ahead and you take the leaves and just go ahead and dry them and powder them, and you can use it like sugar. And actually stevia is quite a bit sweeter than sugar, so you can get away with less of it, and it's very usable. So very reusable, should I say. So I plan on kind of cutting down this section here, this big huge piece, and I'm going to go ahead and start drying that, especially because it's great for use in teas. I'm probably going to go ahead and snip this back too, just so that I have only this to bring in. This I got as a plant last spring that was probably not even this big, just these three here, what you see. And it's turned into this whole thing here, so pretty awesome. So from there is my rosemary, and as you can see, the rosemary does very well. This one's actually only a few months old. I previously killed my older rosemary, so this is rosemary number 2. And you'll have to apologize, my basil is looking super little weedy, little leggy, just not. It's pale, it's unhappy, it's not what it used to be. Gotta snip some of it back too. It's just not a happy basil plant right now. So, if anybody out there knows about propagating basil, I'm kind of hoping to snip some of it back, clip back some of this old stuff, kind of replant some of it in there, and see if I can get it to do a little better. I think I've just let it get a little too big, a little too tall, long, overgrown. So anybody who happens to know more about basil than me, which isn't hard to do, just go ahead and kind of give me a heads up on what I should do with the basil to kind of get it back to its bushiness. Same thing with my cinnamon basil. My cinnamon basil hates me right now. And I don't know what I'm doing differently with it, but I am certainly doing something. I think as well, I think I let this get too leggy, because as you can see, it really long. But that is cinnamon basil, just kind of like a little bit spicier flavor, but I've used it in pestos as well, and it's come out quite well. So here's my parsley. Kind of gotta go through and cut that as well. This is all gotta get trimmed and everything before I bring it inside. And you'll have to pardon my my pineapple sage was in the house and needed a watering and wasn't getting enough sun, so I kind of brought it out today just to show you. It's usually happier looking. That's pineapple sage. I love the way it smells. It's great. Good plant, but I think I have to propagate this as well. I think I let it get a little too tall, so I'm wondering, if I can kind of snip back down and see if I can get it to grow some roots and start off from the bottom, kind of snip some of this back. So that is my pineapple sage. And then over here I have my chive. Now I do have 2 different types. It looks like I've got grass and some chive, but this is actually regular chive here. And this here is the garlic chive. And I have found garlic chive does not like to grow as well. So I will try again next year with more chive seeds, see if I can kind of help it out a little bit. The chive usually I let die, I'll be honest with you. I let that die off, and because it's a perennial, I don't have to worry about it. Come spring, it will come back. So at least that's what it did this year. So I don't know maybe I'm lucky like that, but my brother has chive bushes at his house that he can't get rid of no matter how much he digs them up. So I'm assuming it's a pretty good and hardy perennial, but garlic chive just doesn't like me much. Pretty little mums, and just some stuff I have planned for the future. I actually have all these bins that I happen to ask for from friends, and I had planned on putting plants in them and selling and giving them away, and now I'm thinking I might turn them into pots for tomato plants and things like that next year, do a little pot garden with peppers and things like that. And here is my little herb garden here. I have multiple types. I have regular mint over here that's not doing so well. I just planted that. That's regular peppermint. I have chocolate mint all in here. And it started out as one plant right here, and it has turned into all this. And then I have apple, and I have some spearmint over here. So, nothing in this one, don't worry. I didn't kill anything in that. But, kind of overgrown, and I'm thinking I might propagate a little bit of it to bring it inside, do a small pot of it, just in case I need mint during the winter. But for the most part, I think I might let this die off and see how it grows back, just because mint is such a hardy perennial. So, let's head to the backyard, and I hope my battery doesn't die on my little flip cam. In the meantime, as you can see, I live in a mobile home park. Yep, Massachusetts redneck, you better believe it. So here are some old tomato plants that I'm hiding from my park manager so she doesn't scream at me. There's not much left of them. A few tomatoes here and there, but they're kind of, they're just not liking it anymore, so that's probably it for the year. And I'll have to pardon my garden, because I didn't garden anything this year. I did all pots and things like that, but this is what I built. Obviously it needs to be weeded. Not going to worry about that till the spring. Those are just some columbines right there. Here is some lavender that I bought a few weeks ago. It's got one little sprig on it. And here is my thyme. Now I have to say, my thyme is doing amazing, just because I had it in another pot, and the sucker started growing right through the bottom of the pot, right into my lettuce pots that I had kind of just sitting there, just because it reminded me that I needed to water it. And this has been sitting here for 2 days, because my deck is being repainted right now. Usually it is on the steps over here. And this sucker has gone right through the bottom of the pot and has started growing into the ground right there. So this is one hardy little plant that likes to root itself, and done in the spring, you could probably put it somewhere and it would go hog wild. But this sucker's coming in with me this winter, so that I can use it for cooking. Now, I had the best time with lettuce this year, and I know it looks really leggy and everything now. I gave up on it a while ago, but I had done lettuce in these little tubs. I found them at Christmas Tree Shop. You can probably get them at your Dollar Tree or Big Lots or one of those. I got them for $4, and I went ahead and I put my lettuce in there. This was like a regular romaine lettuce here, and over here I had done kind of like a loose leaf mix, as you could tell by the blend that we got here. I'd done those, and I think I'm going to rip them out for the winter. And next year, what I kind of plan to do, and tell me what you think, because I don't know really much about gardening other than little bits about tomatoes and stuff. I was thinking all along this row right here about going ahead and doing big trellises in an A-shaped frame. So they would come up and go along here. And I was thinking of doing beans going up them to give shade, and underneath all of that going ahead and doing some lettuce and spinach, because they can't take much sunlight. And as you can see, this whole area around here, I do not have any trees around me, so there is no shade to be had here. And this is one of the sunniest parts of the yard, and the sun comes up in this direction, so get sun all day long. Right back here of my yard, that gets a lot of shade. So I think if I do at any point do a lettuce only garden, I'd do it back here in this section, just because it gets a lot of shade and only gets probably from 12 to 3 o'clock, get some serious sun over here. As you can see, I had planned on doing some other gardening in here, and that's just weeds, but I had planned on putting some green onions and shallots and, you know, growable onions. That's an old experiment that failed. And some extra ones just in case I needed them. And so that's what I did this past year, and I'm going to say most of my herbs are going to come in with me because I try to get as much out of them, but I thought this was a really good experiment, and they turned out great. And the lettuce, I got to say, if you just go ahead and the reason why it looks as leggy as it does this way is because as it grew, I would just go ahead and snip off pieces as I needed it, rather than rip them out and be stuck with nothing. So I ended up having lettuce for 3 months solid with no issue. And bunnies never discovered it. So, bonus. So, I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what it is that I've been growing around here in Massachusetts. So, that's what I've got. Give me some tips, anything about what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, and in that garden I do plan on putting some garlic in, hopefully tomorrow if the weather holds up nicely. But that's what I've got. That's what I've been growing, and hopefully you can give me some other ideas of what grows well around here and what I should do. And I will talk to you all very soon. Alright? See you later. Unlikely Prepper out.